Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Gerson, Vice President of Marketing with MPS Credit Union and the President of the Pinecrest Business Association. And I am joined by two fabulous gentlemen today.
Sorry.
Okay, well then I'll start with Tom Kruczek from Columbus High School, Christopher Columbus High School. And we've got Grant Miller here, the infamous Grant Miller. Thank you guys for joining me today. We want to talk about all things Columbus.
Absolutely. Sounds great.
Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
I mean, not for this time
No.
anyway, not at all. So tell us about yourself. Where are you from? How did you end up at Columbus?
So I grew up in Indiana originally.
Are you a Bobby Knight fan?
I am a Bobby Knight fan. I went to the University of Notre Dame, so we had a little connection there with Bobby Knight. And as soon as I graduated, I got my MBA. I came down to Florida. I worked for Disney for a bunch of years. Lived in Orlando. My wife and I had a couple businesses that we had. And then we sold our businesses and I retired. And it was the greatest thing because I retired when I was young, was able to do things with the kids. And I had the opportunity to take a different route, and that was into education. And I just absolutely love what I'm doing. And about 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to come down here. I was a college president prior to that up in Ohio.
Which college?
Notre Dame College. It's not affiliated with the University of Notre Dame, but it's in Cleveland, Ohio. I retired from there, and this opportunity presented itself, and I came down, and I love it. It's great to be back in Florida. It's great to be in Miami.
So you did your undergrad where?
At the University of Notre Dame, and I got my MBA.
University in
South Bend.
South Bend.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
The home of the former president candidate, correct? The candidate who ran for president. Wasn't he one of the people? The mayor from.
That was
You know,
Kruczek.
Kruczek.
Yeah, there we go.
So retired twice and on your third career.
Yeah.
So how did you end up at Christopher Columbus?
So it was my wife, of course. We were sitting there one evening, and she happened to see something online, and it was it was about this job at Christopher Columbus. She says, "You know what? Do you know anything about Columbus?" And I've been in education for us. Oh yeah, it's a great school.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "I think they're looking for somebody just like you." And I started the process. I reached out to Tim Plummer, eventually got in touch with Mick Maspons, and that's how it happened. So.
And here you are.
Here I am.
So your wife made you do it.
She opened the door, and because she's from Orlando originally. She went to school in Orlando. So, our kids were all born here in Florida. So it's like coming back home.
Of course.
Regarding, can you tell Mickey Maspons, he's an attorney. What year did he graduate, Columbus?
He was 81, I think.
Right. And Plummer, Plummer's a little older, right?
Tim's younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
He's younger.
Mickey was a catcher, am I correct?
He was, yeah.
Not bad.
I think he played baseball at Harvard as well.
Yeah. Oh, please, of course.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Of course he went to Harvard.
Of course.
So tell us about Columbus.
So
I know where it is, right? In the heart of Westchester.
No. Westchester.
What?
Not Westchester. That's an Anglo.
I'm the green guy in the room, yes.
Westchester.
Beautiful downtown.
Beautiful downtown Westchester.
There you go. Yeah, it's an amazing school. So we were founded in 1958, and we're a Marist school. So there's 6 of us in the United States that are Marist schools like this, and we have about 1,700 boys who go to school there. And it's really about helping our guys get established to that next step. And what we like to do is we help our boys for college and get them ready. We like to say that the values, they come from the dinner table. They come from home.
Mm-hmm.
Our job is to reinforce those values. And it's an amazing school. It's an amazing organization.
And what is a Marist school?
So a Marist school, it's run by the Marist brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and their headquarters is in New York. And the whole notion of Marist is about humility. It's about taking care of, it's about getting to know Jesus, getting to know and love Jesus. And we take care of each and every one of our students. And I think that, to me, is one of the hallmarks of a Marist education at Columbus, is all of our boys are going to be taken care of. And the expression we have is we love all our boys equally.
Just to clarify, there's Marist, and Berlin is
Jesuit.
That's
right.
So, and the Archdiocese really is not overseeing your school.
No, they don't. The Archdiocese doesn't oversee our school. We do work with the Archdiocese. We work with the Archbishop, obviously. We work with the school, but in terms of the oversight of the school, that comes from the Marist brothers.
So is there religious requirements to attend Columbus?
Yeah, so you're going to take some theology classes.
You do not have to be Catholic to go.
No,
that was more of what I was asking.
A lot of our kids are not Catholic. About half of our kids did not come from a Catholic grade school.
Mm-hmm.
But so the theology is really looking at religions in a general sense like that. So we're not there to turn anybody into a Catholic necessarily.
Right.
But what we're there is to make sure that they're educated and they get to know God a little bit.
Adam Lambden, who's I think graduated 81.
Yeah.
Jewish.
Yeah.
And he had a huge, and he'll tell people one of the reasons he's so successful is because of Columbus.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, when you look at our guys, we have guys throughout the community, in politics, in law, the fire department. I mean, you name it, we've got guys that are represented there. And I think that's one of the things that I love about Columbus is the brotherhood. I wear
Absolutely.
this.
Speaking about brotherhood,
Yeah.
where did you stay the first 2 months?
I stayed at Brother Kevin's house. So Brother Kevin and Brother and it was a fabulous way. So we hadn't bought a house.
Whether you
down
liked
there
each
yet.
other or not, you're living
It
together.
was great. We had an opportunity, and that's where I learned about Columbus. I heard the stories from Brother Kevin and Brother Michael, and it was a great opportunity for me to get to know Columbus in kind of a fast forward kind of a fashion, which is important.
I have to take somebody just called. I think they're making a donation. Hold on a second.
So yeah, we'll take that call.
We're going to take this
We
call.
take donation calls.
Yeah, I'm here with Mike of Columbus High School, the president. We're on live on Facebook. We just want to know, Mike, are you making another big donation to Columbus? You're live on our show. Are you making another donation?
Mike, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Okay, don't cause problems here, Grant.
Mike?
Absolutely.
Good answer. See, I'll call you back. So Mike Carricart graduated from Columbus.
Yep.
Yes.
The first graduating
Yeah,
classes.
he had three or four sons.
Right.
4 sons all graduated Columbus. His grandchildren are now going to Columbus.
Yeah, but
And
his
that's-
grandchildren graduated last year. from
Yeah,
us.
everybody
3
does.
generations.
Yeah. What's interesting about Columbus, to get into Columbus now, because it's third generation now, so it's harder and harder to get in. Is there if you go to a Catholic school, let's say you go to Epiphany, does that guarantee you in?
Doesn't guarantee you. No, I mean, it doesn't guarantee you in. Certainly we look at that, and that's important. We think it's really important. The continuum of Catholic education is real important to us. So we certainly look at that, but it doesn't guarantee you to slot in here.
And your grade point averages in middle school,
Yep.
and before community service was like in high school. Now you got to start doing more things to get into the better high schools. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And
I tell my son that all the time, like, you need to start community service in middle school. He didn't believe me.
He-
Now he will. Tell
He will.
him.
Have him come see me. That's-
yes.
I was at Silver Knights 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And there was a kid who invented this helmet. He was a senior,
Mhm.
and I don't even remember his name, but it was like national news. He did it while he was a student at Columbus. He did all the research. I don't even know his name.
I mean, our guys do so many great projects, through the Silver Knights, through giving back. One of our guys was doing a project in India this year. I mean, they do some amazing projects and they give back. And that's one of the things that I think they learn at Columbus. They learn that it's more than just about themselves. It's more than that they've got to help out other people. And it is about giving back to your community, giving back to your church, giving back to your school, and being a part of the community. And I think that's one of the things that when we bring in our alums, because our alums come into class all the time, it's really about reminding them to give back. And I love it when our guys do that.
Regarding Christopher Columbus, parents think you got to be an athlete to go to Columbus. Well,
Yeah.
don't they have like the #1 broadcasting?
Yeah.
What is it called? CNN?
CCNN Live. It wins Emmy Awards every year. They
Correct.
do some amazing
So you don't have to
things.
be an athlete.
No.
But nobody goes to that school and just goes to school. You have to be involved with something.
One of our guys likes to say, Chris McKeon, our athletic director, likes to say that the people who get the kids who get the most out of the school are the ones who are not leaving at 2:45.
The ones that are most involved.
Yeah, the ones that are
Absolutely.
involved. And it might be CCNN, it might be robotics, it might be debate, it might be STEM, it might be football, it might be basketball, but they're involved, they're engaged, and they become part of the community. They become part of our cohort.
But that broadcasting guys, they work hard and they do an outstanding job.
They're there all the time. I got to tell you, I see them there. I'm there all the time during the summertime. Our kids are gone. Not them. CCNN, they're always there. You know what it means to be in broadcasting.
They were at
work hard.
an event in downtown Westchester at the opening of the Senior Citizen Community Center.
Mhm.
They were there. That was not a Columbus event. It was a event in Westchester at Tropical Park, and they were there a couple weeks ago. So it's pretty impressive.
Doesn't surprise me. These guys they're hard workers. And, when I'm sending letters of recommendation off to college, I know these guys, I know these students. And so when I'm sending off a letter to Syracuse University or Notre Dame or Indiana University, I can say, I know these guys and I know they're going to be good people.
Who's
in their classroom.
who runs that?
Omar Delgado and Christy Insua. And so we're moving them actually into the new building. So the new building that we were talking about earlier, that's going up, they're going to have their own headquarters in there. It's
And their own
new
studio?
facilities. Yeah, their own studio, brand new, right? Starting from scratch.
So
Not
that's
as
your new
beautiful-
science and arts building, right?
That's right. Yeah. So we're opening up in January. We'll be walking into the Marcus Lemonis and Mario Suarez Center for Science and the Arts. 100,000 square foot building, 4 stories, lots of things that we're going to be able to do. Robotics and engineering will have its own space, cybersecurity, computer sciences. The band is moving in there. We're going to have a recording studio.
Wow.
We're going to have a podcast studio. We're going to have a vocal studio. We have a tiered lecture hall.
So who are the two names?
Marcus Lemonis and Mario Sweatas. So
And who are they?
So Marcus Lemonis is a entrepreneur around the United States. He's got a TV show called The Prophet. Great guy, one of our graduates. And Mario
Wait, before you get Marcus,
Marcus Lemonis, yeah.
when all the robberies were happening, killings were happening, he came up with one of his company, gave $100,000 more for a reward if you found the person who killed these people.
Yeah.
So he stood up.
He's a great guy, CEO of Camping World.
Uh-huh.
And then Mario Sweatas, he is the head of one of the Geico offices here in town. Also, great guy. His son is a rising sophomore with us as well.
On 8th Street? Is that it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Great guy. And that's, I mean, to
He
me,
works it. I mean, he's at that.
he's there every day.
He's there every day. He greets you at the door. You know, he happens to be a customer of ours, but I didn't realize he was that big a.
Yeah. I think that's what separates Columbus from so many other schools is the brotherhood, is that these guys will do anything to help our guys. So if your son ends up coming here, one of the things that will happen is once he graduates from college, he's going to be looking for a job. We have an internship program. We have a mentorship program. We have all these programs that are going to help our guys because our guys are alumni. They will help our students. They will help our graduates out anytime. I've never seen anything like it at a high school level, like the brotherhood at Christopher Columbus High School.
I mean, living down here, you absolutely know it from one scene to the next. A gentleman that went to Columbus, and it is quite the brotherhood. I have a friend of mine when his father passed away, and here's a man that's 50 years old, and there was 40 plus Columbus guys there.
So his father, who's 80 or died.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
All his brothers were there. I don't want to say classmates. All his brothers were there.
Is there a secret? Is there a secret handshake that we don't know about?
I can't share that with you.
Okay, good.
No, sorry, I can't.
I just want to make sure. I know it starts this way. I didn't know how.
Even though he gave you a hot dog.
Well, the hot dog was excellent. Hot dog was very good. I love the hot dogs, but no, I can't share that with you.
So there's also some construction going on with the athletic side. So what's going on the athletic side construction-wise?
That's right. So what we're doing there is we're completely renovating our training room. So Brother Herb has been our athletic trainer for a number of years. And
former baseball coach.
Former baseball coach, that's right. And thanks to the generosity of one of our alums in particular, CJ Henderson, who graduated just a few years ago. He just finished his rookie year in the NFL. He's a star cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He made a sizable donation to us. And so we're completely renovating that training facility. It's going to be a training facility unlike any that you're going to see at other high schools. And it's going to be named the Henderson Family Athletic Training Center. So we're real excited about that. That opens up in September.
I know you've traveled around.
Yeah.
What do you rank your facilities, your athletic facilities in the top 10 in the country for high school?
Oh, absolutely. So Niche, which is a publication that ranks high school athletic programs, it ranks us in the top 5 in the United States.
Do you know
the other ones? Off the top of my head, I don't know. But you're absolutely right. We get college coaches will come down here and they'll be walking through the facility. They'll look around. They'll go, my God, your facility is nicer than what I have at a great college. So it is a big difference.
Your former football coach, Coach Merritt, used to host D2 and D3, recruits.
Yeah.
The coaches would come in, athletes from all of Dade County would go there. And I heard these coaches go, "We can't recruit anybody from Columbus. Their facilities are better than ours."
They'll never want to leave.
Yeah. And that's the case. And that, again, thanks to the brotherhood, the alumni who support us, the alumni who give us donations, that allows us to do those things. And we're always kind of looking around the corner saying, what do we want to be next? I mean, we just launched a program this summer through the generosity of one of our alums to help our guys who are taking national merit tests as well. So it's about athletics, it's about academics, it's about making sure our guys get ready for that next step in their life.
So we talked about, what they have, a little bit about what they have to do to get into Columbus, right? Community service, good grades throughout middle school. So how does Columbus prepare them for college? And where are some of your students heading off to college?
So our guys,
this fall?
They go everywhere. I mean, they're going throughout the United States. We've got guys at Johns Hopkins. We got University of Notre Dame, Duke, Indiana, University of Michigan Business School, which is one of the top business schools in the country. That they're over there as well. University of North Carolina. We're at the service academies as well. So our guys go throughout Florida. They go out throughout the United States, and it is about preparing them for that next step. It's preparing them for that next step of their journey, helping them to understand how to be a critical thinker, how to do research, how to think, how to make presentations, how to write. Those are all the things. But when I talk to colleges, they want kids who are going to be good students. They're going to be good leaders. They're going to be solid citizens in the classroom. And that's what our students are at Christopher Columbus High School.
Yeah, they come in boys and they leave gentlemen.
Yeah, that's right. So they come in as boys.
Wow, yeah, that's a mom talking. You can tell that.
Of course, I'm a mommy.
But who's making the decision? A lot
The
of
moms.
cases? It's the moms.
Yes.
So we have a Mother's Day luncheon that we do every year. So if there's any moms who are interested in learning more about Columbus, reach out to me or reach out to Mike Marinelli, our admissions director, and we love to host mothers for a Mother's Day luncheon. We also have an open house, but really students are able to come anytime. Parents are able to bring them in for a tour. Reach out to me, reach out to Mike, and we'd love to host you.
Speak about going to Columbus. You're a security guy.
Paul
He's
the best.
DiBernardo.
Yep.
How long has he been there?
He's been there a long time, and he is the best. He is one of the most modest guys in the world. He does what he needs to do. We're just so blessed to have him.
He comes from a big family.
Yeah.
I think someone went to Columbus, some got kicked out of Columbus, some went to Coral Park, some went to Southwest. He is the best.
He is. He's absolutely the
And
best.
he knows everybody, all the past, all the present students. And if he sees anything a mile away, he goes, so you're very lucky.
We are blessed to have Paul and so many of the other people that we have been with us for a long time. Grant, you know that.
Let's talk
Our
about
people-
John Linsky. He's not, you used the word retire. He's not retiring. He's going to the next chapter.
Yes, the next chapter of his life. He's going up to Macon, Georgia. He's been involved with the Allman Brothers Band for many, many years. He was on their board. So he's going to be in charge of their museum as well as their foundation. But we've got John, targeted to do a bunch of things. He's still going to be helping me on development, and he's got some other things that he's going to be doing for us as well. John's not going away. He may be moving to Macon, but he's still going to be helping us at Columbus and working with us.
Modern technology, he can still do that,
We
right?
can do that, yeah.
And he's a family of, I could be off by one or two. I think his family 8 or 9, and then after the 8th or 9th kid, they adopted a few kids. The Linsky family is quite unique.
Yeah.
As the Desmonds, have you met the Desmonds?
Yes.
They got like 8 or
Yeah,
9.
yeah.
And then the Hickeys had 8 or 9. So if people go to Columbus, they usually have a lot of kids.
And that works for us.
So we touched on extracurricular activities and sports, and we talked about football and basketball. But what other sports teams do you guys?
So
have
we've got
there?
sports. You name it, we have it. We do not have ice hockey yet. That's a personal goal of mine to have an ice
you
hockey
have
team.
a club team, roller hockey.
But we have roller hockey. We used to have roller hockey, but we've got wrestling. We got lacrosse. Lacrosse is one of our biggest programs. Soccer, water polo, swimming, track, cross country. We have sports, and one of the things that we like to do with clubs, especially when guys come in and they say, "Hey, you know what? I got a couple of buddies of mine. We want to start this club." We're always happy to do that because we love it when it bubbles up. I got a call a couple of weeks ago from a dad who's going to be having his son come in 2 years. He wants to start a fencing club. Absolutely. If students are interested and if it bubbles up from them, we'll give it a try.
The roller hockey that went on for a bunch of years.
Yeah.
And it died off.
Right.
But it still gave those kids who don't play the major sports some sport.
Yeah.
So they can wear a jacket, they can have their letter. It's all good.
And we do intramurals. I think, it really is, sports are a part of what we do there. And it's obviously a big part of what we do. But really it's what I think is the secret sauce to Columbus is we have guys of all walks of life, who are walking together, who are buddies. And when they graduate, they're going to be buddies for life.
Do you use school across the street? They used to use that for intramurals.
Yeah, we call that our intramural stadium.
Okay, I just want to
yeah.
Speak about legends. We spoke about John Linsky.
Yeah.
That old guy, what's his name? Carter Burris.
Dr. Burris, that's right.
Yeah.
We named a tree after him.
I
that's
heard
the kind
that.
of legend he is. That's right. There was a tree there that he used to know. So yeah, we named it. Yeah, he's a great guy. And he runs actually our career day, which is another really neat thing where this year it's going to be for juniors and seniors, where we bring in a bunch of our alumni and gives our guys an opportunity to think about careers. When students come to us, they might think of this many careers. Well, the thing is, there's this many careers out there. They may not be thinking that, like one of our guys is running Blue Mission. I don't think he ever thought.
Wait, he's a Columbus grad?
Danny, yeah.
I interviewed him.
What a
great program he puts on.
He is. He's in the DR right now.
Right.
But he's actually going to be on our school board as well. So.
Yeah. Speak about alumni.
Yeah.
The Carrot Carts, the Patriot Plaza.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. I mean, that's just a beautiful spot. I've spent a lot of time.
When you see it,
yeah,
you'll be touched. And if you have military in your family, you'll be really touched. Talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a part of our campus that's very important to us. We have plaques there for everybody who served. And every year on Veterans Day, we have a wonderful ceremony over there. We have the guys will be out there. Our students will be there. We bring back alumni to visit. And it's a very poignant spot where we're able to say thank you for their service. And so that's
your last one you had Yeah, Lavelle.
Yeah.
Speak, the kid.
Yeah.
This kid, he's 40 or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was another one. He was like a Navy SEAL.
We had Navy SEAL the year prior to that. So we always bring
and
back. Really
he's a bad
important-
dude.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
No,
Yeah,
but he was
yeah.
I mean, his track record
Yeah.
is unbelievable. And he
Yeah.
came back and was very proud of Columbus.
And that's the thing I think that's great is our guys are always willing to come back. They're willing to come back. They're willing to give. They're willing to help out. But Veterans Day is always a very important day on our campus, and we look forward to seeing you there again. So
I don't have a choice. My care card.
he's going to make sure you come. Right?
He tells me I have to show up.
Yeah.
That's think about it. Mike, the father,
I've
and,
met
four,
him,
and,
yeah.
and 4 boys.
Yeah.
So I got some other questions. One of the most famous people in Miami, I know he's just another person, but the Moss brothers.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to bring soccer. They brought it to Fort Lauderdale. They're trying to bring him. When you talk to him, George, I only know George. I don't know the other ones.
Mhm.
They're just normal guys, right?
They are. I mean, Jose is on our school board. I love to talk to him. I mean, he's coming to campus next week for a tour to see the new building. But, he's one of those guys that when I need help, he's on my speed dial. I mean, Mickey Massbons, Adrian, Alfonso, Doug Sawyer, all these guys, they're on speed dial for me. And when we have a problem, they're the guys that I want to reach out to. But Jose and his family, I can't thank them enough for all the support that they've given to us over the years. They're an amazing family.
Go ahead.
What about the Moss program? Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So the Moss
If you could get
program-
in there.
Yeah. So the Moss program is a great program. It's for our most gifted and most driven students. And, these are the guys who end up, working very, very hard over 4 years. But it's a great opportunity, not just in the classroom, but it's enrichment outside the classroom. Sylvie took them last week to see an art program together. They went to see Hamilton together a couple of years ago. So these are the things that they're able to do. It's about enrichment opportunities, because in many ways, what we're helping to do is we're helping to craft that application for college, because colleges want to know
Absolutely.
more than, is this guy a 4.0 student? Is he something outside the classroom? Is he a good student? Is he a good individual? Is he a rounded individual? Those are the things colleges are looking for. And so we try to help them as well. So Moss program is an amazing program.
And you make a very good point. Just because you have a 4.0 doesn't mean you're a good kid, these colleges, they want not just good kids. They want to make sure that they're going to become leaders.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speak about leaders. Brother Kevin. Not everybody knows who Brother Kevin is outside of the Columbus world.
Right.
Other than he's one of the greatest basketball coaches ever. Why don't you talk about Brother Kevin?
We don't have enough time to talk about Brother Kevin. I could just talk about him for an hour. He's just an amazing individual. He's humble. He's kind. He's giving. He is a guy who's given his life to Christopher Columbus High School. Next year, he'll be celebrating 50 years at Christopher Columbus High School, which is just amazing. And brother, I hope I have that right. I think it's 50 years. Do I have that right? Good. Okay. Good.
And who did he coach when he was 21 in New York? Who did he coach?
That I don't know. He didn't tell me.
The UM basketball coach.
You're going to have to move back in with him.
Jim.
How do you pronounce it?
Lorraine.
No. Whatever his name
Yeah.
is. He coached him.
Yeah.
Uh,
And he was involved with Jim Henry, who's been involved with Major League Baseball for a number of years. So yeah, Brother Kevin is just one of these amazing individuals who, he's a Marist brother, and so he was the principal at one time. He was the president, just an amazingly giving guy. And he's one of those guys that when he comes to you and asks for help, you can't say no.
Of course.
But it's what's interesting about Brother Kevin is when you're a student there, you're scared of him. You're intimidated him. The day you graduate high school, you love him.
Yeah.
I mean, he walked those halls in his heyday. It was like, yes. And the reason they call him the Shark, people think it's because of basketball. That is not how it is.
I've heard so many different stories on
Okay.
this, so we can go in any one
Okay,
different
we're going to go.
direction.
This is a story that I
So we're back. We're still
Commercial.
talking.
Commercial.
Our commercial break.
And
Did
he
you
ended up
like
going
it?
to Indiana. And he ended up
Not
graduating.
surprising. Yeah.
So we were continuing our conversation about Brother Kevin and other people and talking about how wonderful they are. What other questions do you have on your list there, Grant? I still see a lot of scribble over
Yeah,
there.
well, we talked about Brother Kevin. We talked about the Moss family.
Yeah.
The sports, football is the king. Is it? Because soccer has won a bunch of state champions. Didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, we've won 15 state championships now, and we've won them in baseball. We've won them in football, obviously. We've won them, across the board. Wrestling has done particularly well.
Is Coach Huss still the coach?
He is absolutely still coach. He does a great
He's 150
job. Yeah.
years old.
No, he's not 150 years old. So have you ever been to Wrestling Under the Stars? It's a great event. We do it outside. We do it during the wintertime. We do it on the football field. It's an amazing evening. So we have sports across the board. Lacrosse is probably our second biggest sport right now, and it continues to grow. So from our standpoint, I don't think there's any sport that's king necessarily. We have some really good sports, but what they are is they're student athletes in that order. Student athlete.
Well, lacrosse is a great sport.
It is. It's growing like crazy.
And your sister's school, I call it sister school, your neighbor, St. Brendan's, is now investing money into their sports program. Congratulations to them.
Yeah.
They just redid their field, I think.
They
just started football coming back, and it's, the neighborhood's changing, and congratulations to them.
Absolutely.
And they're,
we wish them the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People don't realize St. Brendan's and Columbus are right next to each other.
Yeah.
And where do the brothers stay?
So the brothers have a house on our campus. So we've got about 19 acres.
But where's that house?
It's right next to the
By the cafeteria?
Yeah, it's right by the cafeteria and by our new building.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get a little confused.
Yeah.
The weight room, how many people can work out at one time?
We can put most of a team in there as well. But the thing that's really nice, we've got a facility there for our athletes, but we have another facility. When they built that originally, they decided they wanted to do something for our student who's not an athlete as well. So there's almost like an LA Fitness kind of a thing on one side, and you got the other side, which is where our athletes work out. And it really gives our faculty, our staff, and our students a chance to work out and stay healthy, which is important.
Who does your training? You have
so we have a strength and conditioning
coach. Who's that?
That's Vic. And we also have Josh Cantor, who really runs that entire facility as well. So if one of our students comes in and he wants to work out on something, Josh can make sure he's doing the right things as well. He also helps with some of the rehab as well. We're connected with Baptist Hospital through Dr. Joe and through the other doctors that we have.
Joe Fernandez.
Yeah, great guy.
Alumni. His kids went to Columbus.
And he's our team doctor.
Right.
Which is amazing. So we have a health group, basically a health advisory task force that helps us in all kinds of things, and it's all Columbus.
Speak about teachers, Eisenberg, who's been there 100 years.
He's been there a long time. And that's, I think, the other thing that I really like about Columbus is that longevity. You've got that stability there. It's not where somebody comes, they teach for 2 years and they go somewhere else. Our guys are there for a long time. We were interviewing today for John's replacement, for John Linsky's replacement. And everybody that we were talking to had been there for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And I think that's another one of those pieces of secret sauce for Columbus is we have that longevity, but we got stability, people there, and they know the history of the school. And that's, I think, is a huge
Your
differentiator.
principal's been there how long?
Principal Pugh, David, he's been there a number of years. He's been principal, I think, for about 8 or 9 years, but he was a teacher before that. So he's been there a long time. Great guy. Yeah, absolutely great guy.
How many state elected officials do you have that went there?
Oh, we got any number.
You got a Speaker of the House in 2 years now.
Yeah,
Danny Perez.
Yeah, Danny will be Speaker of the House. Of course, Mayor of Miami-Dade, Mayor Jimenez. It's now Congressman Jimenez. So, we've got guys, throughout the field. And I think, again, that's that piece that's different about Columbus is that if you need to talk to somebody, you're able to do that. And one of the things that we always do whenever we meet is we throw up the C. The C is very important to us.
Is it part of the handshake?
It is part of that.
Yeah.
There we go.
it out of him.
You got me.
I got you. Now
You got me there. But it's the right hand. We always do it with the right hand.
I'm a lefty. It's an automatic thing.
All right. What else we got to talk about Columbus? Oh, what's the total enrollment?
So we're a little over 1,700.
How many?
A little over 1,700 students, and that's the number that we like. We're very good with that number. It means that unfortunately we do say no to students.
300 or 400
coming in.
kids last year, I understand, right?
What's that?
Couldn't get in.
We had a number of students who couldn't get in last year.
I shouldn't be saying these numbers. I just heard that.
Yeah, but we're about 1,700, and that's a good number for us. We like that number.
It's manageable.
Yeah, it's manageable. I get to know the students. Mr. Pugh gets to know the students. Everybody gets to know the students, and that's, I think, one of the things that we like about it. So that's a good number for us.
Now, what was it what has the enrollment going up each year?
It's kind of, I would say in the last several years, it's where we want it to be. We don't want it to go more than that number, but for a number of years, yeah, it was rising dramatically. But then, we do have a cap that the county has on in terms of the number of students that we can have. But we like that internally. We like that 1,700 number.
Now, you've been there how long?
I'm beginning my third year.
Wow.
Seems like he's been there longer than that. No,
3
just
long
from your
years.
knowledge. No,
So I got to bring up the story about Brother Kevin. We honored him a couple years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We gave him a hat. I don't know if you saw it, the seed,
Yeah.
and in the back we had Brother Kevin Day.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but Christina, if you remember, we had an empty seat next to Brother Kevin. Everybody seated, and we had one empty seat. And somebody said, "Who's that for?" And the event starts, and that's when the basketball coach strolled in and told a story about him. He was his coach. But Brother Kevin has built Columbus.
Yeah.
And everybody after that and before that, they stand pretty tall, everybody at Columbus. And for kids, boys, when you graduate college, Columbus graduates don't care what college it is. What do they look for? What high school they
What high school? When I was named president 3 years ago, my LinkedIn feed that day just blew up. And what was amazing to me was all the people who wanted to connect with me. I'm looking at them. They all had Christopher Columbus on their
graduates.
education. And most people in the United States, they don't do that. They don't do it. And here in Miami, we do. We put Columbus, we put Belen, but our guys are very proud. And I think that's, again, one of those things that I really love about Columbus.
Back then, if you graduated Columbus, it was tough. Yeah. You didn't get kicked out. You didn't get paddled. They don't paddle anymore at Columbus.
We don't do that. No.
Okay. I have no more questions for him. It's just exciting. Football season, how they look. I hear the quarterback's unbelievable.
Yeah, Fernando's great quarterback. Our first game is going to be up in Savannah, Georgia. We're going to be playing St. John's up in Savannah, and it's going to be August 27th. Then second game's in Jacksonville, and then we come home. We start playing some games at Tropical as well as at our campus as well. It's going to be a good year.
Who's the quarter? Is he a sophomore, junior?
He's a senior.
And did he start last year?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so he's tall. Fernando Mendoza. So great young man. He's going to have a great college career ahead of him. His dad's a doctor here in our community as well. He's also one of our alumni as well. So, but we're going to have a great year this year.
But I have to bring up Coach Hill.
Yeah,
he bleeds Columbus.
Yeah. Jason is just this amazing guy. So we're talking about Jason Hill. He's one of our football coaches. He's one of our guidance counselors as well. Jason is one of those guys, when you get a call from him, he doesn't say much, but when you get a call from him and he's asking you to help out somebody, it's important.
I know Jason and his family since you're 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
And he went to MIT. Am I correct?
That I don't know.
I think he was pretty smart.
He's no question about it. He's a very smart guy, but he is so committed to our students.
And he has 3 girls.
Yeah.
He just came back from a trip, took all the linemen to
Orlando. They went to Orlando.
Oh, I don't know what it was. It was down and dirty. They call it something like that, the lineman thing. And
yeah,
that's how you build team unity.
Yeah. Pat Lee, one of our alums, took a picture with them. Pat was in the Super Bowl. He played for the Green Bay Packers, and he lives in Orlando. So
that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about Columbus, go to the webpage. You can come by.
Reach out to me. Give me a call. I'd love to talk about Columbus.
And Columbus does take donations.
We do. We are always taking donations. Absolutely.
Mickey, you have not given your check this week. I see Mickey all the time. He's one of the good ones, right?
Yeah,
who's the chairman of your board?
So the new chairman of the board is Adrian Alfonso. So Doug Sawyer was the chair of the board, and he had termed, you have certain terms, and Doug termed out. So Adrian is going to be starting right now as the new chairman of the board. Mick is the chair of our finance committee.
Yeah, because they all meet at Casa Cuba.
That's right.
It's funny because you can see it when they're together. All the other Columbus guys, they stay away because they get too close, then they'll have to make donations. Okay, baseball season.
That's right.
How close were you?
So this year, Final Four. We made it to the Final Four. We had an amazing year. We had an amazing run this year. Coach Webb just did a phenomenal job. Coach Weber did a phenomenal job there. The team that we lost to ended up winning the state championship again. So we have great facilities out there.
Yeah, the baseball facilities. Weber just built a beautiful facility out there. One locker room. There's one locker room.
Yeah, we got 2 locker rooms over there. But what's amazing about Coach Weber, I mean, he just does a great job. But he's also an amazing math teacher as well. Before COVID, I would always see him before school started doing some tutoring for some of our guys, not baseball players, but just guys who needed help. And he's actually going to be inducted into the Columbus Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, great.
Oh, fantastic.
Let's speak about Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You might have one of the greatest college coaches played at your facility.
Yeah.
Oregon coach?
Mario. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And his assistant head coach?
Yeah. gosh, I just blanked
It
out.
makes me look. Mirabal.
Yeah, Mirabal. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. Coach Mirabal is probably the best offensive line coach in the country right
And
now. He's a great recruiter. He's also one of the top.
He's about 170 pounds wet.
Yeah.
But Mario's an interesting story. The best thing ever happened to him when he got fired from FIU.
I mean, he's just doing a great job there.
He got
at
fired,
Oregon. Yeah,
went to Alabama, made more money, and now he's one of the top coaches in the country.
absolutely. So we're all Oregon fans as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah, of
crazy
course.
is the Mirabal, the smaller one, walks into Arbetters. Of course, I was there, and he walked in, and the whole place, everybody like cheered him on.
Yeah.
He's like he's a Westchester guy, right?
So, when you talk about that kind of stuff, we lost one of our teachers. We lost a couple of teachers this year, but Fred Foyle, who was our longtime track coach, he passed away this year, and we had a funeral. We had a mass that we said on the football field in May, and Coach Mario and Coach Mirabal flew back from Oregon for that evening.
Wow.
I mean, when I saw them walk across the field and saw that they came there all the way across the country for Fred's.
We're talking about 8 to 10 hour flight.
I mean, it was longer
Touching.
just for that mass. That meant so much. But again, speaks volumes, I think, about the Columbus
Speak
family.
about Greg Jokum, just passed away, an athlete I guess graduated in 78, 79, just passed away. Great athlete, defensive back, just passed away in his, I guess, early 60s.
Mhm.
But the Columbus groups just they stick together.
They do. We are a family, and especially when this year was tough. Losing Fred, losing Rudy Sanchez, one of our physics teachers. It was just a tough time for us to go through that, and the family stuck together.
A tough time in a tough time.
Yeah, it was a tough time. I mean, we said a rosary the other day, last Sunday, with the Surfside disaster. We decided we were going to do a rosary, and we brought about 2,000 people together for a rosary. So
Wow. So in closing, what would you say to parents or moms that are trying to make the decision to send their sons to Columbus?
I would say, come to Columbus, take a tour, see what we have to offer. Talk to our teachers, talk to me, and then talk to other parents as well. I think that would be the biggest thing. Talk to other parents, and they will tell you the value of a Columbus education. There's a tremendous value to what we provide when your son is going to be with us. And I think if you talk to those other parents, you talk to alumni in the community, you'll find out what makes Columbus so special.
Absolutely.
I agree.
All right.
Great.
Adelante. Go Explorers.
Go Explorers.
Have a great day.
Thank you, everybody,
you.
for watching. Thank you
Thank
to the
you.
Miller brothers for hosting us. Thank you for joining us
Thank you.
today. And we'll see you guys again next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.